everyone. I'm here with Sealed Skies, Nelson Fuller, here with Casey Young and Eli Richmond.
Hello.
There you go. And you know what? Let's just get right into it.
Okay.
Starmind Record. What is that? What's going on? Can you explain it?
Sure. The Starmind Record is a document that Casey and myself are producing that tells the story of this extraordinary man we found. His name is Dean Ballard, and we came across him while out in Malibu, and he appeared almost instantly to have some kind of some sort of power, some sort of strange effect when he touches people. Casey in general has had it happen over a dozen times to her, where they go into a trance and they start drawing galaxies, which is the reason why we had your friend Dr. Michelle Andrade, come in and analyze these star maps, because we realized these pictures of star clusters were turning into
actually forming
what looked like a real galaxy, or a real number of galaxies, but seen from the point of a planet that is not ours, completely different point.
Probably clarify that I'm not an expert in astronomy. I don't know.
No, it's not Casey's field.
It's not. Yeah, it's not anything that I would know about it or would come through subconsciously. So that's why we are pretty sure that there's something very strange about this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's touched. Who has he actually come in contact with?
Me.
And so you've done all the drawings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us more about that, or can you tell us more about Dean? And I mean, do you think it's?
Well, I mean, we're kind of in our amateur way doing as many studies as we can to figure out what's going on with him. We've tested. He's shown a weird connection with water, and so we figured that maybe testing the water and figuring out what was going on with that might give us some kind of information.
He actually changes as you've seen in episode 3, the pH of the water.
Yeah, no, it's hard to explain. When he touches me, it's unpleasant. It's like a trance, I guess, is really the word that we've been using for it.
Is there anything you see that you can describe? Because
galaxies. I mean,
what you draw is
what I'm feeling or seeing. I can't really. It's something that I need to get out, and so when I'm drawing, it's somehow me just getting out whatever's in my head, whatever I've experienced, and that is the result of this connection with him.
And you're compelled to do this too.
Yeah, no,
like the first time we did this, she was drawing this on the sand at the beach, and almost hurt herself trying to find something to write with.
Okay, well, obviously this all comes back. It comes back to Dean, and a lot of people that watch, what I put up on Sealed Skies has a lot to do with, other life or, other types of sentient beings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested in Dean. I mean, are you? I want to be convinced too, as well as anyone else. But are you? I mean, do you think this is contact?
I believe it is, and I believe Casey does too, based on the strong experiences that she's had. I mean, this is a person.
I mean, this is big.
This is a man who literally alters the molecular structure of water. This is a man who causes people by touch to go into a trance and be able to show things that and see things that no human has ever seen before.
But take like the ultimate skeptic or the ultimate scientist like Michelle, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe he has some weird, electromagnetic field that he's able to conjure up. What gives you the feeling that it's between that and then something otherworldly?
Well, what we're hoping to prove through the work that Michelle does is that.
I mean, I believe you. I'm just asking because I mean.
No. For the sake of your viewers, what we hope to have Michelle do is to analyze these drawings and prove that this is the universe as seen from a point that no human could ever see, because it's from a different point in space. So how could she have that? Even someone who had Michelle's knowledge, it would take years to be able to reconstruct that point of the galaxy from a different point of view that.
Yeah,
that point of the universe.
Everything we've gotten. I mean, it's from our.
We did some research, and the night that this happened, there was a shutdown of almost like an electromagnetic pulse of all all devices, electronic devices, within 2-mile radius. You remember you heard about that?
One of my viewers sent me some information about that.
This was that same night that happened. That was when we found him, right at the center, the epicenter of that. With you remember, you probably saw. In fact, I saw a little bit of it on your site too when I was first researching it. The lights that were reported and the storms that had that didn't show up on Doppler radar.
Sorry, but I feel like this is important to mention. When we found Dean, he had a driver's license and he had business cards. He had a life that was defined by everything in his wallet, insofar as it could be. A picture of his family. Whoever this person is that's living in our house right now doesn't seem to have any connection to whoever that man is.
No.
Right, and this isn't just regular amnesia, or this is, this is
not
that I've ever seen.
No, because he's completely cognizant. He's like a child, you know?
Yeah.
And that to me is the most disturbing factor.
I wanted to talk about one more thing, and that was the government agent that showed up.
Drakenmeyer, Agent Drakenmeyer.
What's happened with that incident?
Yeah. Well,
obviously something happened.
As you saw,
that's first contact outside of
our group,
outside of your core group.
You know, he came here pounding on the door, and he wanted to be let in, refused to go on tape. Casey and I were both reticent about letting him in, and eventually Dean himself let him in. Yeah. And I was just there to find out if our lives were threatened. You know, we have been taking care of Dean. You know, we have been, despite the fact that we're trying to learn from him, we have been putting him in no danger.
He's not locked up.
And then this person came from the Defense Intelligence Agency, and we didn't know if we were never going to be heard from again. And Dean invited him in, and really the most amazing thing, in effect similar a bit to what Casey experienced.
We assume, yeah.
He was knocked out for a bit, much like you have been, and he came out and he just left. You know, this was a man who came here with a purpose. With a gun, and I think a malevolent purpose.
Right. Obviously, Starmind is starting to elevate to a new level.
Yeah, the authorities have become interested because, like
does the Starmind Record have any fear about how things are progressing, because as the truth is uncovered,
that's why we want more information. That's why partly why we asked you and Michelle to come by, because we're getting to the point where the knowledge that we have is so limited. And after what happened with Drakenmeyer, who walked away relatively unscathed, how much further is this going to go? Right. And what else is going to happen? Right. You know.
Sure, it's scary, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
And the more we get it out there, I think the safer we'll all be. Like, again, we have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this, that Seal Skies is definitely 100%. We are 100% behind you, me and my community. We're definitely behind Starmind Record. So should anything else occur, we will love to keep getting updates and anything that comes along the way, because this is quite phenomenal. It's a little out of this world. It's out of this world, for lack of a better phrase. But so that's Casey Young and Eli Richmond with Starmind Record, and we will keep you updated, as we'll know as much as they know at this point. So for Sealed Skies, Nelson Fuller.